What up, what up, y'all? Welcome to another vlog. If you don't know, my name is Justin, aka Apollo. Hit the like button to thumbs up this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more YouTube vlogs. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm on another layover. I'm on a 2-day turn right now, which basically means that I do one flight yesterday from my base to a city, and then I do I did one flight yesterday from my base to where I'm at now, and then today later on we have pickup at 12. No, pickup is at 11, 11:45, and it's about 9 a.m. now. So decided to do this vlog on my layover. I am in Shreveport, Louisiana. I worked a flight last night, came in here, and then I work a flight in about a couple of hours to go back, and then I'm done for the day, and then I'm off for 2 whole days before I go back on reserve. So I decided to come on here real fast, got some questions here that I wrote down from you guys. Once again, I want to thank y'all for subscribing, who have already subscribed. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank all you guys who have watched my video so far. I did vlog my Thanksgiving day trip. So I don't know if this will be posted for that one or after. Most likely we posted after. But yeah, I vlogged my Thanksgiving day trip. It was a 4-day trip, and I saw a couple of celebrities. So stay tuned for that vlog when it is posted. And yeah, I'm about to get into answering these questions that I have from you guys. Yeah, so let's get into it. So the first question is, how long is training? All right, so training varies depending on which airline you pick. It ranges anywhere between 4 weeks to 2 months. For my particular airline, we were in training for 4 weeks. They pay for our travel there, because if you live locally, they don't pay for it. But I mean, they don't put you up or travel you out there. But if you're I live in Atlanta, and training was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, so I had to travel all the way out there. They pay for my plane ticket, obviously, for me to transfer over there. But yeah, depending on which company you are, it ranges between 4 weeks to 2 months. But yeah, that's how long training is. The next question is, do you have to go to school to be a flight attendant? No, you do not. The airline that you apply for and you get your CGO, they will provide you training material, and you will learn everything you need to know about about the airline and about the job in training. So no, you don't have to go to school. They provide all the knowledge, everything you need to know, because each airline is different. So they will teach you everything you need to know about their airline for the job that you're about to be a part of in the sky. Next question is, how many flights do you do in a day? Well, it varies. Some days, you may do 1 flight, may do 2. The most I've ever done was on my Thanksgiving day 4-day trip. On the last day, we did 5 flights. Meaning we took off, landed, took off again, and landed 5 times. So you can range anywhere between 1 to 5 flights a day. Like I said, on this current 2-day turn I'm on, I just did 1 flight yesterday, and I go back today. Simple. So yeah, it ranges depending on the day, depending on the airline. They'll let you know. Depending on the trip, the pairing, they'll let you know how many flights in a day. Question number 4: is the job stressful? It depends on you. For me, this job is not that stressful. Everybody has their days. You gotta be mindful you're caring for different passengers. So it may be stressful some days it may be easy. It just depends on where you're going, passengers on board, your mood, your mind state, if you have got enough rest. Some people, because when you become a flight attendant, some people look at the glamour of it like, oh, you're just flying, getting paid to fly on a different flight every day. But the thing with this job is, jet lag is real. Like when you get those 5 flight days, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, 5 different sets of people all day. So yeah, ears have been popped. So you, from a passenger standpoint, you may be coming in, you may be, all you do is come in, say hi, sit down, put your earphones in, fall asleep, wake up, you're there. But when you're a flight attendant, we have to be, we're on a plane first. We have to do our security checks, make sure the plane's all right for the passengers to be on board, greet every single person that comes on board your aircraft, greet them, say hi, how's the day, greet them. And hold on, let me just give you a day in the life of a flight attendant. Prime example, when you're working the lead in the front of the aircraft, you have to multitask all throughout the process. You have to you work in the front, so you have to stow your luggage, do your safety checks, brief with the captain, set up for pre-departure, because at my airline, I'm not sure about any others, but we have something called pre-departure beverage service for first class members. So all our first class passengers get a pre-departure beverage. So as you're boarding and as you're sitting, you see a little break. You go ask them, may I get you anything to drink? They say, I would like a Bloody Mary, I would like Jack and Coke, and then you go back up to the front, because in our first class we have approximately 12 people. Well, we're approximately 12 people. So if all 12 people want something to drink, you have to make all 12 people's drinks. And as you're making their drinks, you're still greeting people as they're boarding, because you still have the rest of the airplane to fill. So you're still greeting people, saying hello, how's your day going, as they're making the drinks. And then you pass them out to first class. You take anybody's jacket, you put it in the closet. You're still making drink because there's 12 people. Captain may need something, so you have to give the captain can I have some coffee? So you pour them some coffee, give them a trash bag if they want it. So yeah, there's a lot that goes on, and that is just before we even close the door. Then after we close the door, then we gotta do the safety demo. Then we have to make sure all the business clothes, everybody's sitting, the carry-on items are properly stowed, and then we secure the cabin, and then we're ready to take off. So all that pre-departure beverage service, taking care of first class, greetings, captain briefing, all that is done before the door is even closed. So in that 25 to 35 minutes prior to the departure time, that is your job. After you do that, then is the in-flight beverage service that you have to take care of. So that is another beverage service. And if it's a meal, you're prepping the meal, you're cooking the meal, you're serving the meal, or serving snacks if it's just snacks only. So yeah, there's a lot that goes on. And being a regular flyer, you may not see this, or you may not think, oh, it's not that bad. But while you're asleep, right before you land, this is everything that a flight attendant does. So is the job stressful? I would like to say it depends on the person and what kind of mood they're in. For me personally, I love people. I'm a hands-on people person, and I love communication and talking, and even doing these vlogs right now is giving me like extra bit of confidence, and yeah, so Is a job stressful? Depends on the person. But yep, that's a day in the life of a flight attendant. And let me answer some more of your questions for you. The next question is, how long are you away? Each pairing is different. You may be just gone for the one day, just a day trip, or you may be gone for 2, 3, 4, or 5. I've even heard people, some people gone for 6 days because they're originally scheduled for 4, but since they had 2 more days available, they actually got added 2 extra days to their 4-day trips, which made it 6. So it depends, anywhere between 1 to 6 days. Is there a set schedule? No. What I mean by that is, depending on the airline, some airlines start off with an actual schedule. But even that schedule can change last minute depending on the needs of the company. Some airlines, they start off fresh on reserve, like I am. I'm a reserve flight attendant, which means if they put me on call for a certain amount of hours, and if they need me, they use me. If they don't, I'm off. So it just depends. But there is no set schedule. If you get a line, it may say, oh, you start at 8 a.m. and you finish at 1, but anything could happen. There could be mechanical issues, weather, scheduling conflicts, timing out. It just depends on the day, depends on a lot of key factors if it actually is a set schedule, but there is no set schedule. That's just the plain simple answer. No set schedule. Do you pay for hotels on your overnight? No. If I'm on a 4-day trip, they put me in a hotel each night because each airline has a different relationship with different hotels. Have a different relationship with each hotel. So, they put, if you're landing in Philly and that's the end of your day, they already have a hotel there for you. Just call for the shuttle. The shuttle will carry you. The shuttle will come to the airport and carry you to the hotel. You get some, I don't know about every airline, but some airlines, get discounts at the hotel. So basically, what that means is you get like 15% off dinner at the hotel restaurant or free breakfast, which I just tore up this morning because we have free breakfast here at this hotel. But yeah, we do not have to pay for our hotels on layovers. If we non-rev somewhere on our days off, personal time, yes, we have to pay for our hotels, but some airlines have discounted a price on the hotels if you broke through your airline. So you may get a discount, but it won't be free if you go on your own time. Next question. Is training hard? Training is what you make it to be. My airline has a 80% pass rate, so we have to get 80 on each exam, at least 80 on each exam to pass the test. But each airline is different. Some are 90%, some are 85%. It just depends on their airline. But yeah, training. People think, going back to my last question, some people think that is just serving peanuts, drinks, and everything. No, that's not what the job is all about. We do that as a comfort courtesy for our passengers, since it's going to be a long flight. Something for them to drink, stuff like that. But our primary focus is every passenger's safety. So that's why we get on board first. Check the plane out. Check our emergency equipment. Check all the equipment on board that helps us assist passengers. Life vests, everything. We do a thorough check of the plane on the inside. The captains do one on the outside. Make sure no mechanical issues or anything. But yeah, so 96% of training is about safety, resuscitation, CPR, emergency equipment, fires, decompressions, all of that. That is 96% of training. The other 4% is first class service, which basically is what I told you before: pre-departure, how to serve a meal. Those things are all done at the end, or it's not that much part of the core training that you're going to do. So that's about training. Next question is, how long are you on reserve? Which each airline is different. Like I said, some airlines, they do reserve until another class moves in, and then as the higher you go up in seniority, the closer you are to a line. Some airlines give you a line right out the gate, and you just have like a few reserve days each month. And then I've also heard of some airlines that does a month of a schedule and then a month of reserve. Is one on, one off. So it depends. But I'm on reserve. I started about 9 months ago. And in my class, we had like a big class. So we had about 70 people who made it through. And out of that 70, about 10 of us got based in Atlanta, and the rest all went to New York, either JFK or LaGuardia. And everybody in my class are still in reserve. But everybody who got Atlanta is in my class, we are still in reserve. And the other half who got LaGuardia or New York or JFK, they have schedules, because the classes that came after us were strictly New York based. So my friends got pushed higher in seniority. So about being on reserve, how long in reserve, it depends on your airline and your seniority. But that is that. The next question is, what's the next question? Oh, and I also want to thank y'all for sending me these questions, allowing me to be able to do this video. So this video will probably go up before my Thanksgiving Day vlog, since it's easier to edit, because this thing's all about editing. But yeah. Oh, there's a part 2 to that set schedule question. It was how do you make your schedule? Yes, you can make your schedule, kinda, sorta. If you're on reserve like me, you just bid for your days off. Days you would like to be off, you just bid for those days off. And it's all awarded based on seniority. So if somebody else higher than you wants the exact 3 days off that you want off, you may not get it. But yeah, we bid for our schedules a month in advance. So now it's November. So in the first part of November, we were bidding for our schedules for December. And then about, I want to say a week and a half ago, we got our schedules for December. So, a month in advance, basically, almost a month in advance. Like what days you're working, what days you're not working. And the great thing with this job is, even though it's there, it's not set in stone. You could actually drop days if you're able to. You're able to swap days around. So you may have 4 days off, gotten your 4 days off, and you want an extra 2, and you could swap like 2 of your reserve days to the end of the 4 days that you already had. And if they award it to you, you have 6 days off in a row. Or you can also trade between fellow flight attendants. If they don't want to do a trip and they want to take your reserve days, they can do that. So yeah, you can kind of make a schedule, but it's all depending on the company. Your seniority is a big thing in this airline industry. All right, next question. Oh, this is the last question, y'all. This is the last question. Leave in the comments down below if you want me to do another Q&A. If you didn't hear your question here, just leave it in the comment section down below. If you want to hear me to do another Q&A, and I'll answer those for you out, or I'll even answer them in the comment section below. But yeah. Oh, this is not last question. But this is the second to last question. This question is, do you get to travel for free as a flight attendant? Yes and no. Here's a double-sided question. Yes, you do get to fly for free domestically. But internationally, you have to pay the taxes. Taxes aren't that bad. Like, I looked into going to Paris because I had a couple of days off. I wanted to go to Paris. It was $40 or $50 to go to Paris. But again, it all depends on your airline. All depends on your airline what those taxes will be. But generally, for domestic travel, you do get to fly for free. I mean, within the 50 states and Hawaii are free travel for you. Depending if seats are available. This whole thing is standby. So even though you listed for it, doesn't mean you're going to guarantee to get on. It's all standby. But yes, domestically you do get to travel for free, but internationally you just pay you just pay the taxes basically on the flight. Last question, and probably some people's number one question. How about that commute? Commuting is a very touchy subject. For me personally, I don't commute via aircraft because I live 10 minutes from the airport. So I was already living in Atlanta before I got this job, and thank God I am based in Atlanta, so I'm still here. But back in July, that's when I did the whole swap thing, traded my days for people's trips. So most of my classmates that were based in New York, some of them live in Atlanta. So I just picked up some of their days in New York and I commuted out there. Even in my first vlog, if you haven't checked out my first vlog, I'll leave in the comment section. I'm in the description box below. But in that vlog, that was a vlog I did back in October. I picked up a 5-day trip out of New York's LaGuardia Airport. So they didn't provide my way of getting there because since I picked it up, they assumed that I would know how to get there. So basically, I non-revved, which is flying standby on my own to get from Atlanta to New York's LaGuardia Airport. So the great thing with my airline, I'm not sure about all airlines, but we have reciprocal travel agreements with other airlines. So if I can't get on with my airline, I have the choice of getting on with another one, such as like American or JetBlue or Southwest. So we have multiple options on how to travel when we're commuting in for work. So from Atlanta to New York is kind of like two of our biggest hubs, and it's always a tough commute. So if you watch that vlog, I commuted from Atlanta to LaGuardia on American because I couldn't get on my airline, and American was the next available flight. So I was trying to commute in for a trip. Report time was at 7:40, and it's only a 2-hour flight from Atlanta to New York. So I put myself on a 2 o'clock flight with my airline, full. I went to take the 2:45 flight with American. I got off. So, yeah. Commuting, it depends on where you live also. You may have to take if you live like in a little town, you may have to take a connecting flight to a flight to get you there. But again, it all depends on your airline, if you have reciprocal travel agreements, or if your airline has multiple flights a day. My advice would be to, if you do have a reciprocal travel agreement with another airline, download that airline's in-flight app. Like if it's United, download the United Airlines app. If it's Delta, download the Fly Delta app. If it's American, download the American Airlines app. Because that will give you a heads up as to know how the schedule looks, like what time you will leave, what time you will get there. Also, always give yourself enough time. If you have an early report the next day, like around 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and the first flight doesn't leave your city till like 6 a.m., and it's more than an hour flight, or if it's not even an hour flight, that's still pushing a little bit close, because there could always be delays. So if it's that early, I would commute in the night before. But since for my case, that was 7 p.m. at night, so I had all day in Atlanta to try and commute on somebody's flight to get there. So that is the commuting story. So yeah, all depends on the airline, if seats are available, but that's how you commute. I want to thank you guys once again for subscribing, liking, and commenting on this video. Yay! Yeah, thank you guys. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. Again, pickup is in about 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I'm just gonna stay here and watch some TV. And yeah, if you are not following me on social media, follow me on social media. My Instagram is JAY1914, and my Facebook is Apollo May. Everything, all my social will be linked in the description box below as well. Stay tuned for my Thanksgiving Day vlog. It's coming up soon, so thank you guys for subscribing. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe. If you have any questions that I did not cover in this video, leave in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to take care of those for you. Until next time, stay fly.